Finally, the Roblox community seems to be taking something on Twitter as good news, and more specifically, it's this tweet right here from the RTC. I'll get into it properly in just a second, but as a basic general idea, it's about a meepcity Twitter account, which already right off the bat is very, very interesting. Plus, the end all here seems to be that the account is now permanently gone. It's just gone, disappeared, and will probably never come back, hence the permanently. Hello there, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe so more people can see this and what is currently going on. So the account in question is meepcity official, or rather meepcity official. They did not spell official correctly, and I think that probably should have been the very first red flag, but still, despite the lack of correct spelling, despite the official instead of official, this fake account, this false impersonation account, did end up fooling and tricking a lot of people over the, I think, 6 entire years that they had been using this account. As it currently stands right now, the fake account that has been impersonating meepcity admins for 6 years has gone private. This account has fooled many. This account is not endorsed by meepcity or any of the team. As such, it has earned an infamous reputation among the community. What are your thoughts? Obviously, with meepcity being a game that, you know, typically younger Roblox players will be drawn to that game, it's definitely targeted more towards children than anything else, which means that the fan base for the game in the first place is probably very, very young. Which then means that they are far more susceptible to believing things like this and being tricked by things like this. They are gonna see this meepcity Twitter account with thousands and thousands of followers, and because it's really the only meepcity Twitter account out there, instantly they are just gonna assume and believe that this is the official meepcity account, and especially when the people running that account are pretending to be meepcity admins or moderators, or even more recently, Alex Neutron himself. Right now, the account has been made private, which means unless you are following the account, unless you are already following it, prior to it being made private, you cannot see the tweets that it put out. I imagine it's gonna be private pretty much forever at this point, because the description of that account now says, "No, this account has been discontinued by the meepcity developers. For support, please go here, roblox.com/support. I'm not sure why they added that to the end, but from the description alone, it kind of just seems like the developers of meepcity, maybe even Alex Neutron himself, has probably now called for this account to be permanently closed, discontinued. They don't want this to be going on anymore, which obviously they have every right to do that. It's very strange that this account has been impersonating meepcity admins for as long as it has. You can see right there, they started this account back in 2016. It's now 2022. That is 6 whole years that they have been impersonating meepcity admins, and I just fail to understand what they could have possibly gotten out of that, but also I fail to understand a little bit why it took the meepcity developers that long to have this account be discontinued or be shut down. But the main thing is right now it has been shut down. But I tried to go off and find some different screenshots from what the account used to look like, just so that I can kind of prove to you that they did impersonate meepcity and it's not really them. First and foremost, the main thing being Alex Neutron himself back in 2017 addressed this and said, "Just throwing this out there again, at meepcity official and meepcity support are not me, they are not official. I only tweet from this account. I am not affiliated with meepcity official or any other meepcity Twitter account. I only tweet from this account anything meepcity related." So clearly that was even less than a year after the account had been created, so that is proof within itself that this account has been impersonating Alex and other admins from meepcity pretty much ever since it first got created. 6 whole years. Why would you keep something like that up for that long? Surely there's probably better hobbies out there to invest your time into. But besides just impersonating meepcity admins or moderators, I found this tweet from Green Lego Cats at the beginning of this month talking about how this fake meepcity account, meepcity official, is so sad. They have really been impersonating people for 6 years, and then recently has also been pretending to be Alex Neutron. This right here I also found on Google Images, a much more blurry version of it from the actual Twitter account from meepcity official, so you can see that they did tweet these images at one point pretending to type up some kind of a letter from Alex Neutron. Apparently you can see that they ended off this little letter about Ripple and Ripple minigames. Now you can see at the end they ended off the letter, signed it off by saying sincerely, Alex Neutron, owner of meepcity. So they went from impersonating meepcity moderators to meepcity admins to eventually just Alex Neutron himself, and maybe that was the final straw, because here we are now like 3-4 weeks later and suddenly meepcity developers have apparently called for that account to be taken down and discontinued. It was very, very interesting because besides starting drama and making themselves more and more hated and I guess infamous within the community for being a fake account, they also would often tweet meepcity updates, which is obviously very harmless, but once again I just fail to comprehend why you would do something like that. Consistently pretending to be working on a game and consistently tweeting out updates for said game that you also have nothing to do with. Back when parties got removed from meepcity, they also tweeted about that. They tweeted, I think this is maybe a fake screenshot, it says this party was closed by a moderator, which obviously with parties being removed, there is no parties to be closed. As for people believing that this was an official meepcity account, most of the replies to pretty much everything they tweeted would be people showing their experiences. They would show screenshots of them inside of meepcity. They would report things that they have seen inside of meepcity. They would report bugs. They would send their problems to these people that have nothing to do with meepcity, to these people who couldn't help them with their problems. This right here, hello, sorry to see this. Our moderators do take action against users with non-kid friendly parties, but all clothing must be reported to Roblox. meepcity does not have the authority to ban clothing that is on the Roblox site. I just don't understand. First of all, why would you try to pretend to help someone that you clearly are not equipped to be helping? Once again, it's probably a lot of the younger players that are going to this fake meepcity account with all of these problems, thinking that they're sending their problems and issues to the right place, hoping that because they just told what they think is meepcity, eventually the problems would get solved, but clearly they wouldn't. But like I said, the end all here, the main thing right now is that this account is now private. It was apparently discontinued by the meepcity developers, so hopefully that's the end of that, because like I said, it is just very, very strange that someone would make an account like this and keep it up for 6 whole years. So one more time, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe, because I will always appreciate love and support that you guys give me, and you know what, it helps me out a lot. But what do you guys think of this meepcity official account, the fake impersonation account, being made private? It's gone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.